Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Bataleon Thunderbolt. This board features Batalion's high camber, which is a lot of traditional camber. So from contact point to contact point, you have that arc of traditional camber. That's going to give you the load, pop, snap, and drive out of this board. Then when you add into that, you've got 3BT with sidekick technology, which is going to scoop out the nose and the tail. That's going to elevate that contact point so it doesn't give you as much edge bite in powder. So what that's going to do is allow for more optimal powder float, as well as you don't have to worry about it gripping and just causing you to catch and eat shit and die. This board is available in 156, 158, and 159 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a powder day that had 5+ inches of pow. You had moderate to high winds, cooler temps, chop, chunder, ice, dust on crust, soft groomers, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This board is on the stiffer side of all mountain freeride, and it is a directional flex, meaning softer nose that progressively stiffens back up to the tail. The torsional flex is there, but it's not overly abundant. The big thing to note about this board is how reactive it is. Whether you're twisting it, pushing down, loading it up, it wants to just go back to its original shape. Now when it comes to stability, this board just pushes through chop and chunder with ease. You never have to worry about it. When you get into rutted out terrain, it either goes up on top of it or it just slams hard into it and tries to kill it under your feet. That's just kind of how this board rides. It just wants to be a missile over everything in its path. So with this having an abundance of traditional camber, you really do have to load it up, and when you do, it wants to react. It really wants to spring. This is a board that's just going to pop off pillow poppers. You're going to be able to just launch side hits. You never really have to worry about anything with it. It's very reactive and it wants to get up in the air. So with the flex, the camber, and the reactivity of this board, it's a bit of a chore to butter with it. You really got to get your weight out over the nose or the tail to engage it. The nose is a little bit easier just due to that softer flex. The tail, you kind of end up sitting out on it. You do have that 3BT sidekick that just helps scoop it out, so you don't have to really worry about the contact point catching. But man, is this thing a bear to butter with. There's a smooth, consistent roll from edge to edge. That power transmission is there. This board is designed to be ridden a little bit harder, and you really have to just push into that camber to drive the tail. When you do, it snaps out of the carve. You just feel that spring. Short, tight, quick carves, long, hard, drawn out carves, deep Euro carves, medium, mellow carves. It doesn't really matter. The only thing I will note is that with that 3BT, you do lose that contact bite out at the tips. You're really only going to feel that if you're riding this on super sheet ice. For the most part, I didn't encounter it with this board at all, so just be aware of that. Who's this board for? The all-mountain freeride guy that wants some 3D shaping in their board. So here's the thing about the Thunderbolt. It kind of feels similar to the regular Thunder, except it's more reactive. It's got a little more snap. It's just got a little more power in it. That's really the big differentiation with it. If you ride them back to back, you'll realize that you're like, oh, okay, the shaping and everything, they feel the same. It's just this one, if you want more snap, more power, you're a heavier rider, this is what I would recommend. And if you're a little more lighter weight rider, you want something that's a little more playful, you go with the regular Thunder. Both are great boards. It's just this one, it's just a little more powerful, that's it. Comparable boards: the Capita Black Snowboard of Death, the Ride Berserker, the Jones Ultra flagship. Binding recommendations: the Bataleon Astro, the Ride A9, the Burton Cartel X. This has been my review of the Bataleon Thunderbolt. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.